Okay, so now the next thing is putting this door into this glass curtain wall. The thing that you've got to realise about doors in glass curtain walls is they're not inserted using the Revit door command. We just change the panel for the glass curtain wall. So if I hover over the glass curtain wall at this point, tab through, so I'm selecting just the centre panel, so that's just the centre panel that I'm picking up through there. I can go up to its element properties, and at the moment it's using the system panel glazed. So we won't have it loaded in at the moment. I'm looking for a door there, a set of double doors. They're not loaded in at the moment, so I can press the load button here, and underneath metric library, which should come up by default, we've probably got curtain wall panels. And if I double click on curtain wall panels, we've got a couple of different sets of double doors. You can take your pick as to which ones of those you'd like to use. And OK to that. Oh, sorry, that's a single panel door. I better go back and do that again. I want a set of double doors. Load again. Go to curtain wall panels. There's some double doors there. The one I picked, I think, was single glass. So we've got to pick one of the doubles. And OK to that. So we've got a set of double doors sitting in our glass curtain wall arrangement. Very good for shop fronts, etc. Okay, we better go and do some floors now. So I notice with my light blue outline around my drawing area, I must have used my sunglasses, so I'll just go back and reset all my sunglasses and bring back these hidden categories for these tilt-up walls here. So I'm going to place some floors next. I'll go down to the basement to do the basement floor first. And down at basement floor level, I might hide the survey point through here, so I'll hover over that and VH, the survey point. Okay, a floor for the basement level. So I'll just enter in the floor command, and I'll start using my pick points tool. As discussed in class, our floor doesn't extend underneath the surrounding walls. I'll just go back to view and turn thin lines off. You'll be able to see what I'm picking. Okay, so we're just picking the major walls that this floor will go to. Okay, and as we drive out, I'll just use my pick line tools again. Create floor boundary to get back to the command. I'll do an offset of 1200, and I'm offsetting this grid line here by 1200 because, and then trimming everything up because we need a ramp to start from that point. And so the next point that I'm going to do is a pick line of this wall. Okay, and trim up. So the floor does not go underneath the walls in this type of building. I'll just make sure everything's trimmed. So to be really precise about all of this, I should then cut out the floor around all of these walls here. So it doesn't really matter. Once you come to the documentation stage, you could just fix up that sort of modelling with some drafting tools like invisible lines and filled regions and things, edit cut profile. But you know, just at this stage, I'm just going to click these lines for each of these walls. I'd have to go and do a split this here, and then do a trim into corner of that to there and that to there, and so on and so forth right around the building. So I'll just pause the video now while I go and fix that up and show you the finished product there. Okay, so the finished effect of me tracing around the shapes then would look like this. So my slab does not go underneath any of the walls. So I've trimmed out underneath the walls there, trimmed this out into that shape, trimmed these out like that, cut the holes in the centre, etc. I'll notice I'm actually missing another wall through here, so while I'm in this wall command I could actually fix that up, even though the wall is there. So I mustn't have masked that, drawn that wall in by mask just yet. So possibly what I could do while I'm still in this command through here is I could take a copy of all of those lines and copy them from somewhere along that edge there, and if I type SP for snap to perpendicular and then touch, I was hoping to get that happening, vertical and extensions working. Alright, okay, so vertical and extension should do the job. So if I get that vertical and extension happening just there, that lines that wall up with that wall, and that's what I'm just aware that there is a wall missing there. So I'll do a split and start trimming, and then after we exit this command I'll go and put that wall back in. Okay, so that would be the arrangements of where those walls should be. Now before I do exit the command, let's have a look at the floor properties, what this floor is being built out of. At the moment we've just got a floor called System Family Floor Site Datum. We have got a 100 slab on ground 50 sand, so I'm going to start with that one, but it's not good enough. I'm going to edit the type and I'm going to duplicate it. And this one I'm going to call it a 150 slab on ground 50mm sand. Get rid of the 2 off the end. And so I just need to edit the structure of that to make this a 150mm thickness. Okay, let me just go OK to all of that. OK to that. Now, the basement, the height offset from the level at the moment seems to be set to 20. That needs to be 0, so that my floor is right on basement level. So now I can click OK, and I should then be able to finish the floor, and I've created a floor. This wall I am missing, so possibly I can just see if this can happen. If I click on massing and site and show the mass, hovering across that, that's the mass turned up there now. I might be able to model by face, wall, and drop this down to change to the 190 block and click that face there. And that's established that wall then for me, so I can go back to massing and site and uncheck show mass. So I've got my wall back on. You might not have needed to do that, you might have modelled that wall already in the massing stage. So that would be the basement floor finished. So I'm going to go upstairs to the factory floor, and I've got to do this floor in 2 stages, but we'll do a save at this point and come back in a second.